Alright, and I've got my coffee, I've got everything, and hello, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for that slight delay, it was just double checking my messages. We have Azzyboy versus TbhStratuus. And I'm just going to give it a little share around, and then we will be into the action. Alright, almost fully good to go when you two are, so you are good to sort of say like a minute, so yeah, perfect. And PlayStation messages with the rhythm. Put it in there first just so I can copy and paste it. Yeah. Hello, my man. So that does get it sorted for the bricks. It should make it a little bit easier to call it out. Yeah. And that's if it's a close fight, then it's like people wait then, but if there's a good distance between, then just carry on, sort of thing, because it's not affecting that race so much. That makes any sense.
Hello.
Hey fella, how you going?
Good, and y'all?
Nice, yeah, not too shabby. I'm just sharing stream around, and then we'll be good to go on YouTube.
Alright.
Yeah, so you got your PC sorted as well, so you're going to be joining me on PC soon?
Yeah.
Nice. Forward to that. I'm really interested to see what sort of times you can get, for sure.
You know the vibes. Gonna come over, get some more records and leave.
Like, if I'm 3 or 4 seconds quicker on there, and you, like, could potentially be 3 or 4 seconds quicker, 5 seconds quicker, that's stupid times.
Yeah.
Chat.
Yeah.
Had to let it out.
Shit.
Yeah, I've got it shared around, so when you two are ready, you're good to start.
I'm ready whenever.
Go, says. And I'll be in chat momentarily. Yeah, good luck to the pair of you. And I'll be with you guys in chat in a minute. 1, 2 places. Share it to. What?
Oh no. You're sick. Get back, hold up.
Sorry. This is a wall climb. This is one of Tbh's choices, along with Mazebank, Spoochie, and Trench 2. Azzyboy's choices are In the City, City Air, Pier Race, and Gauntlet. And I've been looking forward to this matchup since the draw was done.
Oh man.
The engine revs there, nice and high, straight off the bat. We are just going to leave a bit of music on in the background. Good start there from Azzy early onto the curves. TbH can just see the car smoothly brushes the barrier, starting to close the gaps. Good high revs gained off the curbs, a little bit of extra boost, having gained such a smooth boost before. Just catching the gap in the barrier. There's a lag though, it is all lag, and Trilsy is still in the lead. hop back to Azzyboy, just release a little bit of that pressure on the internet connection of Trills' car. Pull the chat up while this race commences through the tube. You see TbH just pulling away ever so slightly as his car, I believe that was lag, just not appearing to connect to the tube quite well enough. Lovely through the corner, just brushing the barrier. TbH just pulling away ever so slightly. Good aggression over them curbs ahead and up the white ramp onto the building wall. Let me you, I think, best of a look to Ventura with the eyes. Scott, you got this, Azzy, good morning. Fox, good luck, guys. Hello, and Nacho, Luki's Fishing Adventures, good luck to you both. And TJ, come on, you troll, from Alex Heredia, but good luck to them both as well. Oh, Azzy, just clipping the inside barrier. We are going to switch over to TbH and allow Azzy just a moment settle in. Nice aggressive line through the tube, just getting up above that metal line in the tube. Nice wide entrance into the corner. Just carry the speed through. Dab of the brakes, hit squeal of the tyres. Let's go with it, and releases across the line. Pulls sharply around the start line to 16.845. Nice across the curbs. Pulls over the ramp. Again, just falling onto this left side of the track, maximising the amount of curb he can grab. Gets extra little touch just before the gap. This time, no issue with the lag showing on screen. 2:24 does show there's almost 8 seconds between the two at this point. Stay away from the barriers from Scar. Let's just move at the time. It's a lovely tube transition there. The back wheel's just kissing as the tube comes back up to meet the car. Time gained, I believe, by Azzy. Already coming through that hairpin behind. TbH really aggressive, just brushing into the barrier, using that to keep the car nice and straight and then get back across the curbs. Again, just maximising the revs. You can hear them revs never dipping through that tube. Really nice. The curve. Again, this is looking to try and keep them higher. It's just a slight dip. Picks it back up with the clip of the curb. I don't. Really nice corner there from TbH. Stratus comes on through. Yo, good luck to both from Tyrese. You were supposed to be joining me for this, Mr. Tyrese. No, I get it, man. I know you're not feeling too great, and good luck in your playlist. TbH about to come across the line again. You see, nice and smooth over the curbs this time, getting directed back at gap to 14.497 as he goes. Honestly, man, no problem, dude. I know you're not feeling great. Clip of the curb, just for the corner. Very much straight, passing another smoke side coming through the corner himself. Will flick back after the tube to Azzy. See how land lies. It's a good cut, a little bit more airtime on this occasion, but catches in air car control nicely to get good positioning for the landing. Through the tube line, good and clean, through the corner. Car do all of the work over the ramp. Gap seems to be around the same as it was, so 17.302, so it has grown by a small amount. I think Chelsea did lose the contact there, will have lost a touch of time, terrible English. On the screen you see as it coming through tube. Get through the stop strip, nice and clean. Downhill, clipping that little corner of the curb. Hit the engine note really nice and high. Clipping the curbs. Kept the engine rev as high as he could there, through the corners. Up the wall and into the tube, nice and smooth. Noise on the back of the car. Until it pulls back down to the track. Nice smooth line. As he playing a little bit loose with the barrier there, getting a little bit caught on it, but through nicely. 2:14.497 does stay the best lap from TbH. Azzyboy, we'll see what that time potentially came down to. Time zones being represented here. Okay. 2:15.634 was Azzy's best lap there, 6:50.516 this occasion, and we'll go on just a little bit out of reach for Azzy. TbhStratuus does take a 1-0 lead heading into the second race. Azzy did put it on a shuffle playlist just as I was starting to stream up. So I'm not sure what the order of the tracks will be, and neither is he. This is City Air though. This is his choice. Race continues. Either making the mistake I've made before, accidentally clicking my SE. Selecting it a little bit too quick. Trap about to pop in beneath. Here, flicking of the radio as he gets to the desired channel. Onto the curbs. Nice and aggressive. Barrett flicking him across the curbs a little bit more aggressively, giving him a slight extra bit of boost. TbH stays to the right, clips the extra boost, slows down nicely before the jump up as he's carrying the speed through the corner. Really nice, and a slight advantage, but the curb, really nice little clip of it from TbH, gaining some of that lost time. Good loop line from both, but TbH lower, tilting the car nicely. Getting down to the track slightly earlier, entering the tube in first. That was a lovely undercut through the exit. So, TbH hasn't been racing on PS as much since old accounts. His fortune has been active on other platforms, and showing that you don't just lose it. It may not be quite the same level here on PlayStation as he's been at before, but still very quick, challenging opponent and leading the race here, and can still have a little bit of time to warm into the competition as he just undercuts that track. That cut a little bit too much, ends up under the platform. Again, we are going to swap to TbH, allowing Azzy about a lap and a half to settle in a little bit more. Just swap back towards halfway point of the second lap. Hello everyone in Fox, how you going? What's up lads? Hope you're all well. Only one race, yeah, no, that is true. And good luck to TJ from Fuckstone. Nice to see everybody coming on in. Josie takes the cut nicely. How's my stream so far behind? It's true as he comes through the corner. Really nice. Over the jump, you can see just that little dab of the brakes. And I played it safe on the cut, but knowing it's got the time advantage. You see 219.522. Again, nice and low. Should get down to the track early enough to pull back into the tube. Yep, for sure. Through lovely. We're going to remove the hood for just a little while. Goes down, little dab of the brake, just making sure he's got the right speed. Oh, the corner, the barrier. Flat part though, just wreaking havoc. And a strange brake, that must be a slight amount of damage on the front of the car. It's a strange place for a brick. It's a very flat bit of track and it isn't a hugely high speed area. It's maybe GTO's front end may be a little bit banged up from the bash with the barrier. It's a good line again, nice and neat. Just saw a slight adjustment just to pull it ever so slightly lower and then just readjust to pull it, pull it up over the platform. Carries the speed really well through the stop strips. Really clean into, pulls up nice and high, pulls down at the last moment before the tyres disconnect. Again, seemed to tease us ever so slightly there with that cut. The nose of the car started to tilt towards the gap. He pulls it back, takes the jump. There's some of them mind games that Mobbin does enjoy seeing. For anybody looking for something to do while they've got this on in the background, I know Goat do have their Sunday playlist. Robin is also streaming that. Do feel free to quickly pop in, say hello, and then pop back in after this. Ty, 1v1 on FIFA from Tunster. Comes through the cut. It's lovely and low there. Barely clearing that second lip of the roof. That was a really clean cut. Pulling nice and high, but just clipping into the entrance of the tube, getting the car a little bit up, facing the wrong way, got himself spun around nice and clean. Distance is quite large. We are going to pop back to Azzy. Choosing the situation. Lovely clean cut again. This time gets down to the track nice and early before the tube. Lines the car up, no rough entry in. A smooth transition between two. Carries the speed through the final loop in the tube. Really nice. A little bit rough against the barrier. Very aggressive over the curbs, clipping that extra little bit over the edge. Have a little look at the times. We've seen a 2:19.5, 2:2 is the best lap, 32.451 moment from Azzy. There must have been a mistake on the roof skip or somewhere there. T Landry and Kia. .mpsn. T Landry, don't get clapped up, TJ. Hello, T Landry, nice to have you come by and to chat. good clean cut this time as well, nice and low, early over the curbs, through the stop strip, nice and smooth. See, he's already lined up on the finish line, looks like he has pulled up, making sure not much chance of the DNF as he lines up the cut, takes it. Oh, the back wheel just catching, caught it with a double flip, really nice. Well, the double barrel roll and the single front flip, I believe it was, as Stratus does cross the line, confirming it to 2-0. I believe we will see quite a large improvement there from Azzy when the times load in. As I say, that has taken it at this point to 2-0 in that man's favour, just saw on screen. TbhStratuus. Azzy now with a little bit more work to do, but he did mention needing a bit of work to 14.567, showing maybe on that final lap, thumbs getting there. Did pinch the best lap, but we maybe have seen TbH take the cut should the race have needed it, and that would have brought that time down by a significant portion too. On the 2:19. We are in Tapiro, so this is the second of Azzy's selections. Like I said, it is just on shuffle playlists. The winner of this 1v1 will be up against Randos. The loser gets myself in the losers bracket. Big up man Trilsy from Adam 9. TbhStratuus with the curve, just a little slide as he adjusted to get nice and aggressive across, and you can see that extra clip of the curve really playing dividends, taking the lead through the air, just carrying that slight more speed over the little ramp jump before the boost. Runs nice and wide, collecting, trying to collect really aggressive curve. Did hit the barrier, collected himself very quickly, seemed to feather the throttle just as he came into contact with it. Didn't lose half as much time there as he maybe could have done. Into now behind as he exits, will flick back, try and catch that tube exit from TbH. Seems to be taking just a touch too long, we are going to miss it. Coming through to the first loop, takes it nice and clean. Didn't hear the extended tyre squeal as he just passes underneath the track below. So now swinging round onto the straight as he swings to the left, lining up for the tube. It's around 8-9 seconds between the two, I believe. Not 100%, we're going to get that HUD shortened down just a bit. Comes on through around the loop. High on the exit this time, but carries the speed really nice. Down the straight, down the hill. Tiny slide there from Stratus. Corrected that nice and quick. We are going to pop back over, allow TbH a little time just to settle in. Man like Trilsy from Ollie Davidson. Now, my man TbH did say he's no idea who Trilsy is. Wink, wink. But as he just getting affected badly by the boost, the car clipping into the track nicely over the curves though, holds still the lead, but it will significantly diminished. So I guess after the loops we'll swap back again, with it being a bit tighter. We'll be able to see bits of Azzy down the road through the loop, nice and clean, down to the track on that right side, able to get over the curbs nicely as he crosses across the track. Stays that left side, he lines up nice and smooth through the corner, carrying the speed where you can hear the engine roaring back to life. Gets back on the gas. We'll pop back to TbH, as I said. Be able to see tube exits somewhat from both. Through the loop, clean. You can hear that little clipping of the tube suggesting he's getting good boost. It's a lovely low exit from both. It looked like, does appear as though TbH is just slowly reining it in. Azzy holding nicely. Best lap so far, 154.816. The 202.334 with the mistake from Azzy on the first lap, and the 150.123. You can see where that time disappeared to. Out the gap, maybe around 2 seconds. Lining up, just pulls to that white line, then back across the curbs, not quite so aggressively as he tried on that first lap. Nice smooth lines, no slide as he comes onto that different level of elevation on the track. Incline comes through the loop. See, the gap does seem to be diminishing as he collects really good boosts through the tube. Good brake boosting as well, carrying really good speed into the loop. Got the bit between his teeth. Oh, the buck of the car over the curbs is going to allow a slight advantage just through the braking point and allow Azzy to extend ever so slightly, having carried a little bit more speed through the corner. Could be a tight finish. Here, the tyre squeal and the flash of the lights. TbH chases the brake boost. Again, the gap is shortening. Clean tube lines from both, but the thick boost from TbH. Good low exit from Azzy ahead, a little bit high from TbH. He's going to have to get a fantastic corner, go really aggressive on the curbs down the straight, but it's going to be a nice tight finish. This is the sort of racing we love to see. Doing really well to hold out. A very nice drive there from both. Fantastic stuff on the final lap. Very close to getting it. If he'd have got a very clean exit, it would have been maybe a different story, but fantastic stuff from both guys. GG's, intense race, reined him back in. Have a look at times as they load up. 150.123 to 152 were the best laps, and it really was. GG boys, an awesome race, guys. That does bring it to 2-1. Still in TbH's favour. But it does appear like both the boys are both the guys fully warmed up. Good to go. Dull black cleek. Good start. It's good feathering of the throttle. Well, maybe just a slightly stronger starting boost, but a really good corner speed by Azzy, and good brake boosting from TbH, who can just pull back ahead, and look at the acceleration up the hill of the straight. Nice tube exit though from Azzy is going to help shorten time gain from TbH. TbH is just pulling ahead, a little bit aggressive off the wall, but it does sometimes give a little bit extra boost effect, wall boost as we call it, or barrier boost if it's on the barrier. Don't just do curb boosting in this game anymore. There's many metas. Comes up the hill, heavy on the brakes as he just lines the car up for the corner. Back on the accelerator, nice and tidy from both. TbH though really paying dividends for that strong start over the curbs. Just seemed to get a bit of extra speed by not being on the curbs at that point as well. So maybe being on the curb as the incline changes is not the best bet. Getting a good smooth line. Slightly rougher exit though from TbH. It does appear to have allowed the gap to close. A nice tight line through the corner this time, carrying the speed well, but the high revs from Truesy just allowing him to ever so slightly extend. Good brake boost there on the platform though by Azzy on that circular platform after a little drop down. Comes up for the braking point nicely through the corner. You can see the gap has shortened. Truesy just ahead, going through the corner over the curbs. Just pulling very aggressively back across. You can see that car control must have feathered the throttle nicely there. 59.093 from Azzy to 59.617. Both boys lying under that minute mark. Pulls down nice and aggressive. Doesn't slide out. Really nice. TbH did appear to get a little bit of a boost off the curbs through that little gap. That's just ever so slightly extended as he still got him in his sights, closing the gap, reining him in, but I'm not sure. Goes for the barrier smash. Oh, the little slide. Oh, ruins the chance. That would have made it incredibly tight. 58.719 pinches the best lap. And not going to lie, I thought Scare was in the shot for a second. Nah, who needs Scare when you got Scar? Has allowed TbH to extend the lead back to 2 with 3-1 advantage. Having completed the 4th race, we're now at the halfway point, as he is going to have to win 3 of the next 4 to tie it up. But we have seen this happen in the past. We are into Gauntlet, and if that final barrier smash had paid off clean, there was a good chance with the higher revs not having dipped by the braking point, would have maybe been able to carry that a little bit more speed down the straight. Just a little bit unlucky with the slide. It did allow TbH to confirm the race win. Just change the camera. Start just brushing the gap in the barrier. Straightens up for the cut, nice and smooth. And in the past, TbH does appear to just be inching in, just inching past. Getting a little bit more boost off the curbs. Just able to carry a little bit more speed and traction through the corner, knowing where to feather the throttle on the turning points. But lovely corner from Azzy, starts to shorten the gap. Again, TbH just slightly more aggressive over the curbs. Really good tube line though from Azzy. Does see him just swing into the lead as we pop back to TbH to catch both of the exits. We see TbH is a little bit safer, does not do the standard line though, cuts it by at least half the height. But Azzy, with a really clean low cut, does see himself just pull away a few second advantage to maybe not quite as much as I first thought, but still gained that time gain through a good clean cut. Track choice may pay dividends. Cuts are very tricky. You do need to be nice and warm to them as well. I'll just come into it cold. Let's see. TbH going with the boost on the more aggressive points, allowing to collect a little extra boost. Late loop, heavy on the brakes, lines it up, nice and clean though. Azzy nicely down the centre. TbH just to the right, but good and clean. Just drifting to the left over the ramp, just trying to cut the friction off the incline change up the ramp. As he goes to the right, TbH to the left under this platform, although heads back to the right, swinging to the left side of the tube, lining the exit up, down the tube line. It clips a little bit of that tube, giving an extra little bit of curb boost, getting really close to the gap in the barrier, feathering the throttle really well to pull himself around it. Good ramp skip by Azzy ahead as TbH's nose just clipped the platform. We will allow a bit of time, allow TbH just to settle in, put a little bit of that thick ass YouTube pressure upon Azzy's shoulders. Oh yeah, he's not. He's on his second account, Ollie. He's a very skilled racer, really, with a world record or a few under his belt for sure. Might not have been on PlayStation as much recently, but the tournament tempted him back across as a slightly safer exit on this occasion, knowing he doesn't need to push it quite so hard. As he though is giving himself a good strong chance of bringing it back through two. Pulls round for the boost, gets two wheels over the curbs nicely, making sure though it doesn't come in contact with that barrier. TbH is in the tube just behind, not just, but a bit behind, is straightened up, coming through this loop line in the tube himself. As he gets it lined up, it looks a nice fast exit. Oh, he drifts to the left though. The line just a touch off. Trulsy did manage to look. It did look as though Trulsy may be getting the line slightly drifted to the left as well, but appeared to collect himself on the ramp. We are going to swap over to TbH, allowing Azzy a little time to collect. We will come back after the first tube exit and see the second. TbH, nice and aggressive, uses the barrier to straighten up and back across this right side of the curbs. Again, missing the gaps in the barrier. And hello, Marine Jack. Hope doing really well. Again, the cut though, just not going clean there, just clipping the nose. That is going to allow Azzy to really shorten up the gap. Takes the ramp nice and straight this time. That's twice the nose clips this time, a little bit more heavily. Azzy takes the jump too, carries the distance and speed well over the curbs. Nice and aggressive. Just clips the ramp. Oh, manages to avoid that little chink in the barrier at the final point. Save himself missing the cut. It was well held and controlled by Azzy there. Oh, Let's Play Up is streaming too at the moment, Alex. It is 3-1 in TbH's favour. And he does have the lead here, although the gap has just been significantly shortened with a final ramp skip. Blunder, unfortunately, for TbH, as he now bit between his teeth, knows a couple of clean cuts could really see him back in the race. And hello, Asan, my dude, and yourself too, Alex. Hope you're both doing very well. And Jack, 3 newest people in the chat, and I believe Unholy was new to the video. I hope you're all doing very well. Trillsy must have made a mistake on the exit, maybe drifted too far left or right, and that does see Azzy swing into the lead, taking a strong position on the track at this point. Pulls through across the curbs, misses that gap in the barrier. This should be my race against Azzy. Yep, it should have been Asan. Unfortunately, a little bit too much on your plate. For competitive racing, as he lines up a traditional exit, just feathering a throttle, just playing it nice and safe, taking a correct approach with the failed cut on the second attempt. Knows that he just needs to bring himself into the race, and this is what you have to always do. Hello, 100 Cookie. Yep, I'm on PS4 myself. TbH though, knowing that he has to go for the cut, unfortunately did just make a mistake this time, knowing that he is back on screen. Looked like he did look to potentially go for it, but ends up straightening up. That's it. My plate is full now, lol. Can't even host GOAT events on time. Oh man, it happens. Real life needs to take precedent. And then you try to find games time for your pleasures and hobbies. But yeah, 100 Cookie, yeah, us lot here are on PS4. This is a 1v1 competition hosted by myself and commentated on, obviously, by myself too. There are, I forget quite how many competitors, just under 32 in this one. And it's got the losers bracket system built in like the Tekken tournaments. So each competitor has the equivalent of 2 lives, 2 chances to make it through to the final. Yeah, across the curves, 254.799 is the best lap, and with the mistake. Yeah, real life now picking up on him. Yeah, that is the way it works, unfortunately. As we do get older, priorities sometimes have to adjust and change. And occasionally we get more time, like with the lockdown situation we were in, we all found ourselves online a little bit more. 254.799 does stay the best lap as it comes back to 2-3, still in TbH's favour. As he not letting die without a fight. And we we are heading in to the 6th race. This is in the city. This is Azzy's selection. Yep, priorities have changed. I remember leaving everything behind and going for the world record and not letting anyone have them off him. I know it has worked the same for a few other members of the community. Gives them the motivation to keep the improvement going. The record also just a little line of skill level. Will be racing against crew members and such. Nice on the curbs. Good, a strong start does see as he keep the lead and extend. Nice smooth entrance into the tube though, getting them back wheels down nice and early, getting good traction. Nice exit, just letting that back left part of the car touch down first, allowing it to pull the rest of the car down and round. As he really shortened the gap with that exit. Nice clean entrance to the cut, allows him to swing just into the lead. Really tight, fast corner though from Azzy, allows him to pull it back to level and just into the lead. Just a little bit more feathering of the throttle from Azzy as he tries to inch away, clipping a bit of the curb. But the slightly higher edge allow TbH just swing back into lead. Undercuts though with a really clean exit. This is some good side-by-side racing right now. Azzy though with a really clean corner. Just pulled ahead. Oh, lovely low tube exit though. TbH slightly higher on that right side, gaining a little bit of extra boost as he drifts down. You see the lower line from TbH, keeping it nice and smooth, just collecting as much of the boost as he can. It's really tight, just inched ahead, half a car's length, and able to carry that touch more speed through the corner, not being afraid to run over onto the wood and clip the curbs. As he onto the curbs, nice and early, nice and aggressively. To shorten that gap back down a little bit. Again, the good tube line, collecting a lot of the boost, allows TbH to pull away a bit of an early lead in the tube. Nicely on the brakes, pulls through the corner, a little bit of a drift at the back end of the exit. That's on the curbs, nice and aggressively. Tilting the car down and round for the tube wall, down just a touch, then round through the boost, flicks through for the exit. Close, but it's nice and clean over the gap, collecting a little bit of extra curb boosting effect. Is going to have to feather the throttle a little bit more through the corner, having carried a little bit more speed into the entrance. A lovely clean skip of the ramp through the tube this time. That level 661 used to be a level 800 plus on another account. Yep, that is correct. I like left turns from Alex. NASCAR be first. Nice smooth tube line from Azzy. TbH is just holding and sustaining the lead nicely. Good tube entrance ahead. Very smooth though from Azzy, getting down into the tube a little bit earlier. Getting a lovely low line. Maybe Azzy will just adjust slightly, coming down a little bit lower to the shadow, taking a bit more of the boost, seeing where TbH caught it. Pulls down nicely for that boost line. TbH does appear to have just pulled away a little bit more. times on the first lap to 15.306 to 16.170. There was just under a second between the two of them. And just as the pink meets that grey line in the tube, up just to the metal line, both times, two wheels just above it this occasion. Heavy on the brakes, controls the speed through the corner really nicely this time. Clips a little bump, gonna head over to TbH, allow Azzy gets the chance to focus in without the weight of the tube on him, put some of that pressure onto the lead car. Good clean exit, nice and low, straight to the centre of the track. Really well done. 2:11.212 to the 2:13.0801, showing there was an extension by just over a second and a half. Feathering that throttle, making sure that gap in the barrier doesn't wreak havoc, and clearly not having that checkpoint blitz you can get from over and under, as he doesn't run wide of the checkpoint, being on the wood and having missed that gap so tight. Ooh, he's going to have to brake, making sure the car does not spin out too heavily, but that is going to allow Azzy to really shorten the gap up, potentially put in some extra pressure. TbH is back at speed, we can see it just ahead, but that gap has come down. Azzy tilting the car a little bit late, but gets into the tube nice and smooth, a little bit higher than he was on the first lap, but nice and clean, not wanting to potentially mess it up and ruin any chance should there be another slight error here, but using a tube to gain and extend again, maybe. Azzy trying to match that a little bit, pulling down at that last point before losing the traction, but the inside curve really not playing nice there to Azzy, just spinning him out, kicking the front end round as it just began to drift over the curbs again. TbH without any huge mistake somehow on this tube exit, potentially blowing up maybe, should be able to make it round. There is, I guess, the chance of flipping over the bridge on this cut. I have managed that myself, but skillfully handled the cross of the line. That does bring it back to 4-2 again in TbH's favour, that 2 race lead. And that does mean Azzy is going to have to win the next 2 to secure the draw. Now, as well, I know last night I did announce that there would be 2 matches today, and unfortunately Tyson has had to pull it out of the competition. This does mean that Lord Life will be progressing through to face Lulu Chum, and I will be having a word with Z Nacho about coming in to the losers bracket potentially, as the first reserve we have now. But that will be on him, with it being such late notice, and with Lord Life already having agreed to face off against 2 different opponents. It wouldn't quite be fair to then throw him a third one on the last night and say, race this dude now. So yeah, tonight we are with this one. And I hope everything is well for Tyson, and I hope whatever it is that has come up gets cleared up quickly. And Lord Life, good luck in the next round against Lulu. I will be sorting all the message threads out after this 1v1, as TbH does just clip the tube. That is going to allow Azzy to just have the lead. We are going to stick with Azzy for this lap. And we'll have a little look for the next lap where TbH is, and then we'll come back to Azzy, so you can keep little eyes on the stream. He's potentially holding the lead. He needs to have a little weight on the line. He's gathering momentum through the tube, really nice and clean. Here's TbH in the tube behind him, coming through loop as he carries a lot of speed, flies nice and far, lands just after the checkpoint, heavy on the brake, and swings to the left for the corner. Will have lost him a little bit of time, but carried a lot of speed too, so it won't have been too significant. TbH comes through the corner behind, nearly gets hung up on the barrier, but gets under the underpass nice and clean, pulls down after that bump in the tube, and just around onto the light incline of the tube, up above that metal line, and then back down around, drift to the left, softly into the tube, takes this line, just landing on the right side, tilting the car and turning it to the right, just to carry the momentum. Oh, and an explosion rings through my ears as I'm guessing the tube set not playing kind. TbH will maybe give TbH just a touch more time to settle into this. Come back to him at around the halfway point of the next lap. This one coming up. The 1:54.748 from Azzy on the first lap. Really, really nice stuff. Pulls down for the exit. You can see he takes a slightly different line to everybody else. Sticks to that right side wall. Doesn't go with the loop. Slightly safer alternate line. Official with the go, 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 take advantage of it, apply that pressure, and then see what happens in that next race. Is official was a pros leader, and Azzy being a pros member, as much as official not a pros member himself at the moment or anymore, still obviously that touch of loyalty towards his boys and crew and ladies within it, showing that support to Azzy. We do also see that tube clean from Azzy as he comes through the corner, gets over the curbs nice and smooth, uses the overpass nicely this time, having feathered the throttle just enough to get himself underneath, clean, just above the blue line, pulls back down, making sure he avoids that dividing wall. It's a really nice line. Pulls on through the tube, no bricking on that blue platform. Oh, a little bit rough off the lamppost as he held it nicely though, collects that checkpoint, and we are, as I have left it a little bit late, we will be spending this last lap with TbH. He's made it through the tubes nice and clean on this occasion. As he pulls back to the left to make sure he gets onto the track before the gap. And let's pull back. We'll have a look at the times as TbH crosses the line. Nice racing from New Boys. Oh no. And that's it from the band. Lovely tube line there from TbH. The 1:50.047 on second lap. Really clean stuff. On 54, wasn't able to improve with the slightly messy exit from that final tube down the straight, collecting a couple of lampposts. He's got clean lines here. But as he doing enough to hold the lead, already heading through that hairpin, I believe. Oh, ahead, yeah. TbH lined that up really nice. Feathers the throttle on the application of the power again out of the tube to get around the corner really well. You can hear engine roaring back to life as he gets to 100% power nicely across the curve. Just hear the engine note, unfortunately, dip for a second on the landing. The engine revs not playing nice on that occasion, but through the tube, no bricking on that slightly rougher incline into the tube. Paid good dividends. Nice entrance too, nice and aggressive, nice fast line through. You can see the bucking up of the GTO just as it gets onto that tube wall as early as possible. 150.047 is the best lap so far, but it looks like it's been clean. Maybe slight improvement. Should be improvement from Azzy too. Maybe it was a mistake, but he's done enough. 551.2 is enough to bring it back to 4-3. TbH is going to need to secure the victory on this race coming up to take the win. Azzy, though, with a chance to potentially take it to the penalty shootout, well, with the chance to take it to the penalty shootout, should he claim the victory. So it is coming down to the last race, 150.047 with a 53.818. Just a couple of seconds there behind. Whew. And like I say, that has brought the scores back to 4-3. Still, TbH's advantage has held on to it throughout since he took the lead in the first race, extended to 2 in the second, and Azzy been doing enough to hold on through to this point. You have to give him full credit, battling hard. This is TbhStratuus, TbH's track in Vespucci. I want you to love me. Nice over the bumps, as he does seem just pull it into the lead, but really good throttle management sees TbH just into the lead, and a little bit messy over the hedge from Azzy as he clipped the back left wheel on it, allows a little bit more of the advantage. With TbH still in sight, it is by no way over yet. Nicely through the corners from both. TbH just appears to have extended ever so slightly, just feathering the throttle a touch. With that touch more control, able to carry the speed a little bit more. It's such a fine amount of pressure you need to release off the gas to be able to make it round these corners at the speed these guys do. And then it's just about learning how to get it even finer and finer, so you are getting down to that 99, 98, 97 percentages to get yourself through the entrance and mid-portion speeds, and slowly applying that power through the 97, 98 and 99 at the right points of the corner back up to 100 and such. Like, it's very fine controls of the throttle. The experience from TbH getting him through the corners, just that extra mile an hour or half a mile an hour quicker, allowing him to gain advantages. Clearly a track he's very comfortable on, having chosen it himself. As he drifts to the right through the air, carries distance a little bit more through the jump. Hey, Alebo Lebo, how you going, fella? I hope you're doing really well. You should send the link of this stream to your brother, and I'll have a word with him quickly about that PlayStation lad for you, as you didn't ask him yourself. It's a lovely entrance into the corner. We are, as we do for this second lap, going to go apply some of that YouTube pressure. Tilting the car just a touch in the air, a little bit of flare. We are going to remove the hood. But now, as I said in the message earlier, Albo, I'm sure when and if you do get a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 5, we will look forward to having you back in the community. You're a regular member of our party's playlist, you became a track creator, you're a friendly guy, you're funny, you shouldn't have too many worries and issues getting yourself back in. This is the 8th race out of race 8, and it is 4-3 to Tbh's advantage, and TbH does have the lead here, so the chance to potentially take it to 5-3 should he hold on. As he though really not too far behind, holding good pace still behind, and TbH still in good distance. The gap does appear to have shortened from where it was a little earlier. Little White had to feather a little heavily through that last corner. Maybe TbH has ever so slightly extended through that lap, as he's doing really well to hold even close to the pace. He may not hold world records on PS4 right now, but he has done in the past, holds records on Xbox. Recently got himself a PC and will be looking to head over there and nab a few too. He's a very fast lad. The 2:09.221, followed by the 2:09.861 from Azzy. Really good stuff. Anything below the 2:20 is a good time, and you're smashing it at the 2:10s, and then the closer and closer you get to them world records, you're doing phenomenally top stuff, and you are the new top percentile. Hey Albo, as I was just saying to Asan earlier, real life has to take priority for sure. Little slide is going to cost any time improvement through that banked hairpin and into the chicane ahead of him by TbH, as he's now just following through lovely and wide on the entrance into the chicane, able to carry speed through the exit. Really nice. You hear the high engine revs burst into life just after the halfway point of the straight through the corner. Nice and tidy before jump. TbH in the air ahead of him, carried the distance well, plays it nice and safe ahead, not feeling the need for the wall ride. As he's not wanting to lose any big amount of time. Little honk of the horn as he corrects the slide. It's really well done. Nice onto the curb. Lovely and aggressive. Not being too scared about drifting into the seat. Able to control the car. Through the loops in the tube. Nice, smooth, back up the wall. Just down back to the track. He's got around the final corner, clean tap of the horn, appreciation of the racing from TbH, and GG's guys, fantastic stuff. It does go 5-3 in TbH's favour. TbH does continue through the winner's bracket to face off against Randos in the next round. That match can be arranged from tonight onwards. Tomorrow would be the first night to have that match, and it will be me versus Azzyboy at some point in the next few days to a week. Azzy, we'll get that one done soon, yeah lad?
Wait, you said who am I going against?
You have Randos.
Randos?
Yeah.
Might have to back out.
No, you don't have to back out. There's still. You don't need to back out, man. You're a very fast guy. You'll be a challenge to anybody in the competition if you can maintain that consistency. It will maybe make mistakes come from them. So if you can do your thing, then you've got as much of a chance, in my opinion, as anybody. Barred the top world record holders at the moment, if they hold their nerve well enough, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you've got, like, going up against someone like Randos, I'd say you've got a good chance of pushing him hard. Like, he's a good racer, he's very strong, and he's who my loyalties lie with him having knocked me out.
Yeah.
But you're going to have Azzy backing you now, because he wants to be beaten by the winner at least, you know.
Yeah.
So it equals out in that sense. So you have Randos, and then it'll be me and Azzy in the losers bracket. So that's a nice, easy progression for Azzy. But no, appreciate that so much, TBH. It's a pleasure to finally have had the opportunity to commentate on yourself. I know you missed out on the last tournament, and it's good to have you involved in this one. And
let's see. Yeah, GG to Azzy though.
Yeah, that was some good racing. He did really well to hold his nerve and pull it back the way he did and push it to the end. Let me get my bracket up and just fix the scores, and then I will get the link posted in the chat so you can have a little look at it and peruse of it yourself.
And are you making a second chat?
Yeah, I'll be making a chat for you, the new matches coming up. Yeah, so I'll put you in one with Randos. And it should be in the next 20 minutes, half an hour. I'll get all of that sorted. Unlucky brother, GG's from Scott. GG, don't give up, Azzy. Azzy's no quitter. Unfortunate, but unlucky, Azzy. Congrats, TBH, nice racing, Azzy. It was great to watch. GG's, and thanks, Fox from New Boys. Honestly, my guys, it's always my pleasure to bring you it. It's Azzy, I believe, may have had to pop to the toilet. We'll give him a minute or two just to come back as I grab this link and share it to my chats. But yeah, congratulations, TBH. How are you feeling? Because that's your first 1v1 on PS4 in quite a long time, isn't it now? Quite a while.
Yeah.
Yep. Feeling a little warmer.
Yeah.
No.
I gotta work on my pace though, you know. It's not there. It's not there at all.
It just doesn't feel quite there right now. You're still a ton quicker than me, man.
Once I get that pace up, be ready for Randolph.
You'll be good.
Know what I
mean? There'll be 2 weeks as well, again, to complete the next round, just because there's the same amount of people still to get through their matches and stuff. And it will start to shorten down after this next one. So there's a good amount of time. So it'll be, what's the date? It's the 18th. 2 weeks. Sunday will be the 1st of November is the completion date for this next round. Round 2 and the first round of losers bracket. .com /B/WRZH, and I'll put that in the chat as well, so you guys can, over on YouTube, pop and have a little look. Should you choose Azzy, hung up on the side of the road, holding the traffic up. Like I say, just going to pop this link in the chat too. Yeah, he did good. Fair play. So he did put up a good fight. He's gone for a whiskey. Fair play to him. Right, bracket HQ /.com/B/W ZH. And there's the link for the bracket information for you guys if you'd like to have a quick glance at it now. I'm going to post it around the chat. Dated bracket info. Yeah, that is about it. If Azzy's not back shortly, I guess we will draw the stream to an end.
Yeah, that's it for me. Gotta hop on my
Yeah.
Xbox and do this event. Yeah.
No worries, my man. Thank you very much for joining us, and I will catch you soon.
Yep, same to you.
Have a lovely night, my man.
You too.
See you later. hq.com/b/WRZH. Rated. Profit. But yeah, okay, with that, TJ Xbox sucks. But with that, I guess we will be bringing this stream to an end. As I said, unfortunately, Tyson has had to pull out, and I do wish Tyson all the best with that. Whatever it has come up, I hope it moves out of the way swiftly. But Lord Life does see himself progressing through to face off against Lulu Chum. And just so you're all aware, I am going to be getting in touch with Nacho, as he had asked to be let know should a space opened up, but he will, unfortunately, with it having been such short notice for himself, only have the one life being in the losers bracket. But that is it from me. Thank you all very much, as always, for tuning in. It has been my pleasure to bring you the action. Thank you to both Azzyboy and TbhStratuus. Congratulations. Do go to TbH. Commiserations to Azzy. But we will see them both again very soon. And Azzy basically has a free pass in the next round against myself. I do try. I'm just not quite at their level. But that will be it from me for tonight. Thank you all very much. I'm going to go set up the message groups quickly and search for the next set of 1v1s, and we'll crack on with organising them over the coming days and be bringing you the action from probably Wednesday onwards. Thank you all, and goodbye!